Good evening and welcome back to the kitchen. It feels like fall here today in my part of Texas because a little norther blew in. Now y'all will laugh at us, but it's been like 70, maybe 68, and that feels cold here. I want to open the windows so I can build a fire in the fireplace, but I didn't. So I'm just getting in the kitchen and cooking. And I like to make bread, and I like to make yeast bread, but I like quick bread too. And this is a recipe that is really good and it's different. And I got it a long time ago out of Taste of Home, and the lady that shared it there said she's been making it 50 years and that everybody likes it. The recipe is an olive and onion quick bread. And what I'm going to do is, well, let me just bring the camera down, and as I do, I'll let y'all be a part of my activity. Make room here. Okay. The first thing I did was, in a tablespoon of olive oil, I sauteed a medium onion until it's tender. And I've got that ready and waiting. In this bowl of dry ingredients, I have 2 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. Now, I'm going to add a tablespoon of minced rosemary that I went out and picked. And here's my salt and my soda. Thought I had put it in there till I glanced around. Now, I've got this ready, and I'm just going to, it's right here. Then I've got a cup of buttermilk, but I need to whisk up a couple of eggs. So I'm going to put them in this bowl. And I'm going to whisk them, and then I'm going to add the buttermilk, which is 1 cup. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter and whisk it to incorporate it. Let's add the buttermilk next. And then we'll add our butter. Because it's cool weather tomorrow, I'm planning on making either chili or soup. So, this will go well with that. Okay, the next thing I do, when I've got both of these separately done, is I'm going to add my wet mixture into my flour, and then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup, and I've got a little bit more than 1/4 of a cup of green and ripe olives, and I'm going to add the onion to it. And put this in and mix it just until it's mixed. Okay, I'm going to add in now my olives. I didn't have any just green stuff, but I always have olives with the pimentas in them, so that's what I'm using. Again, I'm using my Swedish dough hook because it's perfect for this. It just scrapes the bottom, the dough goes right through it. Okay, now I'm going to add in my onions. I'm going to stir that, and then I'm going to add in a heaping 1/4 of a cup of cheese. And then when I get it in the pan, my pan is sprayed with Pam. When I get it in the pan, I'm going to top it with a little bit more grated cheese. make sure we've got it all in there. The onions, flour, rosemary, soda and salt, eggs, buttermilk, butter, sharp cheddar cheese, and the olives. It's all in there. Get my spatula over here. And I'm going to get it in the pan and top it with some cheese and get it in the oven to bake. Okay. Let's just sprinkle. It says about 2 tablespoons. I didn't measure. I just kept some out to put on the top. I'm going to put it into a 350-degree oven, and it's going to cook for about 40 minutes. And we'll bring it back and show you the delicious bread. Okay, here's the bread on the platter. A friend of mine gave me this platter many years ago, and it says, "Break bread with a friend and the fun never ends." That's true. When you're having fellowship with somebody that you enjoy, it's just continuous good times. I wanted you to see it up close, how pretty it looks. Let me fix the taste of it while it's warm. Oh my goodness. Now this bread is so good, and bread's always good when it's warm, so I'm going to have to get me a bite while it's still warm. I'll warm it in the oven tomorrow, and we're going to have it with some homemade soup. That's yummy. Of course, there's no yeast in it, but the texture is still awesome. I hope y'all will try this. When you try something, please come back to that video and comment and let me know that you tried it and that you liked it. That makes me feel good, because I don't put anything on there that I don't like, so I want to see who likes what I like. Hope y'all have a good rest of the weekend. Hope you got a little cool weather. We did, and it sure does feel good. And I hope y'all don't get too cold or too snuggled up in one spot to come back over here tomorrow and visit in the kitchen and see what we're cooking. Y'all need to come back, spend some time with me and listen to me rattle. You might learn something brand new. You never know. The good Lord bless and keep you till tomorrow.